Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Desire, smashing sex stigmas with Tobi and Dina. Who am I? I'm Tobi Staples, self mastery mentor and earth angel. And Dina, wonderful to be here with you. I love you so much. Can you please let everybody know how amazing you are and who you are?
I love you so much. Toby, I am a sacred sexual awareness coach. For me, I do marry spirituality with sex. For me, it's very important to not have that interaction as an animal, but as a human being and using that energy to create what you want in your life. That's what I teach.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm so grateful to spend this time with you and how we are out here smashing these sex stigmas for the world with truth, love, and wisdom and compassion. What are we talking about today, guys? We're talking about the origins of the good girl narrative and how it was designed to control female bodies. And we're going to touch on how internalized shame silences female pleasure and power. We're also going to talk about why desire doesn't make you dirty, it makes you authentic. And tools to reclaim your voice, redefine your identity, and own your erotic self. And also the connection between suppressed spirituality, people pleasing, perfectionism, and pain. And how to rewrite your sexual story on your terms. Dina, I'm so grateful that I'm here with you. Do you want to kick off this episode for our audience? Let's talk
Yes,
about the good girl narrative.
I love this podcast. You know why? Because Toby, we dive deep into the raw, the real, and the unspoken truths about
Yes.
sexuality, intimacy, and self discovery. That's what we do. Okay. So before we begin, I want to remind you that this is a safe place. If you're listening to us, if you're viewing us, a space where vulnerability is celebrated, judgment is left at the door, and curiosity is our compass. So let's start and let's get unfiltered. And as what you asked me, what does this term "good girl" means? And I'm going to ask you also what it means to you. I'm going to share what it means to me and how it shaped my relationship with my sexuality. Okay, for me, it's important for us to share, make it real because we are real. Okay, we are helping people. Okay, for me, the term "good girl" has always been tied to the idea of being pure, being modest, being asexual. Growing up, I was taught that expressing my desires or even acknowledging them would make me bad or a bitch or unworthy. It took years of unlearning to realize that my sexuality is natural. It's a beautiful part of me. I'm not something to be ashamed of. Okay? So tell me about you, Toby, because we were taught to be good girls, all of us.
Well, you see, the good girl narrative really is a stigmatized silencing of power because, once a woman feels shamed or doesn't feel like she is that typical good girl, she feels less than and she's ridden with fear. Because I know that being as hypersexual as I was as a teenager and through my young adulthood, trying to find that pleasure and partnership outside of me when I needed the connection within me first. Well, I know that there was a great part of my life where I felt that I had been washed up and used to a point where I was no longer an option as a good girl. You see, because of this whore complex that people give you and that people label you as. Like my own father had called me a whore before I was even in elementary school. So before I even knew what that word meant. You see? So there, you get these beliefs about yourself just like you believe about, you know, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. So I believe that women were just supposed to be quiet, get abused, be raped, and be labeled as whores. All women were whores. That's how I heard men speaking about them around me. So, and it was just vulgar, and it was so, the narrative of being a good girl is a way of putting women in the box of compliance, I believe. And, I realized that it doesn't matter what my experience has been in my life, or no matter what anybody else believed, or no matter what I had to endure. I am a good-hearted woman underneath it all. And that's how I lead. So people need to erase the blackboard when it comes to how they want to label themselves. What did that open up for you, Dina?
Tobi, that was powerful. That was a powerful point. This double standard affects us. And I like that we can talk about it. And I want to focus, because you can't do it alone. Some of us cannot do it alone. In my case, I didn't do it alone. I had to I got in touch with trustworthy coaches or guidance, and they helped me make a difference. And I had, for example, someone to hold space for me. Okay, and some of the women have their partners, and it's a challenge to go through all those old narratives and help you reconnect back with your authentic selves. That you open that up for me, that part of me that, oh, I didn't remember. Let's talk about that for a moment. Tobi, what does it mean to have someone to hold space for you in your journey of sexual discovery? Have you had that person?
No, actually, I haven't, because I've had to hold space for myself all the time. I've never had the support because it was always money related. Anybody that was offering support they wanted that price tag paid. And because I couldn't pay it, I had to self-learn and self-heal and self-teach. And it took a lot longer doing it that way than being able to have the support that I needed. This is why I encourage people now, you don't wait. Get the help with the pros that have lived it, learned it, rectified it, corrected it, and stand strong in their power. Because had I remained in that self-wallow and self-pattern of believing that I was just a washed-up whore, no good for nothing, before I even had a chance at life, holy cow, I wouldn't have 22 books, 5 programs, and be leading others to their highest potential.
Perfectly said. I love it. That was your journey, and oh, there is someone there. Andrea.
Yeah, Annie, she said hi before. She said, hello, ladies, love you.
I love you too. Kisses. I love it, Tobi. I tell everybody, and I'm talking to the ones out there that think that they went through life and life was hard, but it was there for you to create, and you created. You saw the opportunity, you created, and you're helping people, and that's beautiful. Okay, but in my case, for example, I searched for coaches. My journey was different. I created also, but I had very good coaches. I'm very grateful, and that's the energy that I use to help my people now. Time flies so quickly. So what do you want to talk about next before we go to tips?
Well, let's hit how internalized shame silences female power and pleasure. Because shame is learned. Okay? And we're not the first ones to shame ourselves. So it's our parents, and it's not a personal flaw. It's something that we've been programmed with. So, and then we believe it, because in everything that we see, right? You got to look this way, and you got to be this way. And if you're not, well, then you can't have good sex. And you because maybe you feel, okay, well, you don't look like the Barbie, that you're not worthy of having that. No, listen, every woman is entitled. The pleasure has been demonized for centuries. Okay? Down to female mutilation. What is that? Where they mutilate the woman's parts so she cannot feel pleasure. Okay? And we've been stigmatized, and women have been silenced in shame. Scared to tell other women, hey, look, you know what? How do I have sex at 50 when my clit has been all cut to shit? How do I engage when my husband is he just wants to pump, but he knows nothing about my wishbone? How do I tell him that without feeling bad? How do I tell my husband that I'm not enjoying or pleasured by the way he touches me?
Terrible. Yes, true, true, true. Totally with you. You opened up a lot of Pandora boxes here. So the first thing I wanted to share, when we suppress that our own self, yeah, we know that it's a conditioning. When you suppress that, you majority of the time you seek validation, external validation, and that's why we go into operating surgery to make put breast implants, everything implants, and
Comment?
sorry, there's a
Do you see
comment.
this
Okay.
comment? How do I tell my husband I don't enjoy sex anymore?
Oh,
She
that's a
has tapped into her divine feminine and is in her highest potential and feels the discrepancy. Dina, I will leave that to you because I already mentor her.
Andrea. This is something that was a problem or an issue or a situation. Nothing is a problem. I don't think there's a problem. It's a situation that you haven't acknowledged on time before this happens. That's, I'm very, very honest. Okay. But it happened. Okay. Then you are in a relationship or in a marriage. I don't believe in divorces or separation, but I think I do tell my clients, when you are here in this stage, both of you should seek for help. And by you trusting me with this question, I would love to give you a free discovery session. It's a 1 hour with me. And if your husband can be there, that would be the best, because I can discover why, and I can give you some tips during that discovery session or tell you how we can continue. But this is what Tobi said. The vibration changed. You are not aligned anymore. So what I will teach you guys is to align through sexual um, tools. And this is what men likes. Okay, because women doesn't like sex anymore. And through teaching the men, giving them homeworks, giving them tools for so that the women can learn of get back to themselves and love being intimate again, then the women will give themselves and open up, because they were taught how to. And that's why I do it with couples. I give them homeworks and they like it. It's like a trio. I'm
She
the trio,
says,
but you're going to. I
she
know why
says,
he
I
does.
know why. He doesn't believe in what I know to be true. She feels a disconnection because she's an activated earth angel, crown activated now. So she feels that the fear, the shame, the blame, all of the emotional energy off of her husband, and having sex with him, the transference of it. So she's really having a really difficult time because it is total different energies now. And there's resistance. So that's where it comes into it, and it happens. This is why people break up if they don't heal together and grow together and stay on the same page together, because one feels betrayed when the other one doesn't stay solid in the support they've always shown.
Yes, I'm totally with you, Toby. They should align. He needs to change his vibration, and
Yes,
that's what I give.
yes.
Yeah, I'm totally with Toby. It needs to be done together, because and I tell every couple that comes to me, if you come alone, there's going to be problem in your house, because you are changing your frequency,
Yes.
and that frequency that will not usually doesn't align immediately with what you have in your home. You need to work on that.
But I'm being reminded to, oh, he doesn't believe in vibrations. Well, we're all energy and vibrations. So it doesn't matter whether he believes it or not. That is what we all are. So it's okay, Andy. But you know what I want? Sorry? Go ahead, Dina.
Go ahead. So, look, as a coach, I chose that title. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm a coach. My duty is not to change beliefs. My duty is to plant a seed. That's what I do during discovery session. I plant a seed, and then the person will go and do their homework. And usually they come back because the seed was planted by me. That's how I do it.
And I would love to just touch on this because this really opened something big for me. I want you all to realize today, and I'm going to say it, when a man and a woman are having sex, if a man will retain his orgasm, so he will retain it, seed retention, and he allows the woman and her juices to flow all over him, and he retains that seed, his sacral energy shoots up through his spine, activating parts of his brain that he's never felt, and the energetic fields of both merge.
Yeah.
There is real sexual benefits to having conscious sex. It's healing. It ignites change and feelings within you that you have never felt in your life. Well, those are where the fireworks that I talk about happen. Is when you can be compassionately coupled together, passionately, really in tune with the needs of each other and the energies that are being exchanged. I love this topic. I love this. Oh, Dina, I love these weekly episodes. I just love it. I love it. Thank you.
I think we need to have this topic not in one session, but in 2 sessions.
Sure. I'm down.
What was the question of Andrea?
She said he never retains anymore because it's like the connection is severely severed when that happens, and she can fix it. Yes, she can.
Yes, it can
be
fixed.
If there's resistance on the other side, the snapback is just as hard. So you all have to understand that too. And sometimes I don't agree with giving up, and I don't agree with walking away. We come from a generation that you fix what needs to be fixed. You don't throw it away. This addiction to convenience and is just terrible because everybody thinks, just toss it and get a new one. Well, they deal with people that way too. And it's wrong. That's why abstinence is key until I know I'm exchanging with the right energies.
Perfect. Look, you opened up another thing in me.
Good.
I do believe that, as I said, I don't believe in divorces. I don't believe in separation. I do believe in nurturing each other. And this is your man. And it is in another stage in your lives. So you need to take care, be nurturing. That's what I'm telling you. So be compassionate, try to understand him and go through this journey with him, because that's why you were together. Okay. As Tobi said, it's very easy to throw it away, but we are human beings, and human beings do not do that. That's what I see out there, but that's not what works, because were not ready with a lesson that you had to be taught. You throw it away, you're going to get that lesson again with another man or a woman. So that's why I tell everybody, go through the stage with very much compassion and nurturing energy, and be grateful that you reached there, and maybe he can also.
Yeah, and that's a big key to it. Dina, you're right. And I'm glad that you said that because you know what? It's really talking about, you know, take the sex out of it and have a deep conversation. Sit down and put your heart on the table the way you'd spread your legs. Simple as that. And a lot of people just think that it's the sex that's going to cure all, and it's not. It's the communication and the connection that cures all.
Yes.
And compassion for each other.
Yes.
But if you don't feel that for yourself, it's very hard to hold that for another.
Yes.
But, you know, as our time does run on, I'm going to encourage you all, no matter who you are, no matter what title you are a sexual human being. And, you know, it brings us to another point about desire doesn't make you dirty. It makes you authentic. And you know what? Desire is not dangerous. That is divine intelligence expressing itself through your body.
Yes. Yes. And we need to break that cycle. How can we break that cycle, Toby? You know what? I need to tell everybody because they are listening to us, and it's a lot of women, majority are women, need to break that cycle. Acknowledge the shame. If you acknowledge, you recognize where it comes from and how it's been programmed, it's easy to reprogram yourself. Okay? And what helps you also is challenge your limiting beliefs. Challenge them.
Yes.
Have fun challenging them. Replace old narratives with empowering truths and seek support. That's what I did because I had the means. I was brought up in a home where my parents or my dad had coaches, had mentors, had teachers. So that's what I was learned. Okay, I was taught to seek for that connection with someone with a knowledge in an area that I can gather and use that I can use in my path. I do recommend that. That's why I am a coach. Okay, that coach, the coach syndrome or the coach era, I think it's now, and there are so many coaches. So I would love to share with you that is listening or is watching me now. How do you seek for a coach? It's a connection. If you see, hey, this person, I love her eyes, I love her teeth, I love what she says, how she sounds, or that's your coach. Go and search for reviews. I'm also into that. Coaches, every coach can have a certification or whatever. Uh-huh. Go. That's why I have reviews on LinkedIn, and Tovi has them all also. Okay, see what work this person has done. That's how you search for coaches, that ones that can help you.
And you know what, I'm going to address everybody that finds me a little too much to deal with. No, it's because you're too fucking scared of your own self. I'm real, I'm raw, and I come with love all the time. It is source love that fuels me, you know. But source love corrects all things. Why? To make everything thrive. Without the connection to source and your real spiritual self, well, you are not very resourceful. You see, you got to be resourced by source and the connection to it in your fullest spiritual capacity and highest potential of it in order to have that with anybody. You want the magic with somebody? You got to be bringing the magic within you first. And then if they don't know how to be the magic, well, you show them how to ignite that within them. You know, we all learn. Don't stay stuck in silencing, shame, stigmatized by what. Look, I've got one question for you all today, and you're not going to like it. Look at your parents. Are they happy people? Did they have good sex? Or were they miserable, anxious, fearful, had no logical reasoning, and still don't because of that same thing? You're repeating the patterns? Instead of looking at you, look at what came before you. Are you repeating that pattern? And if you are, reach out to Dina or reach out to me today. Because the times in this world are changing. New Earth is here. The frequency of it is here. Now it's time for you all to step up in your highest potential. And your sexual self is a part of you. It is not something separate from you. It is very essential for downloads, creative power, pleasure, purpose, all of the above.
Yes, totally with you, Tobi. Absolutely. And remember, because the time flies, Tobi, this is a journey. It is not a destination. It's okay to take one step at a time. It's okay. It's what I want? No. You can have it immediately, but it's okay to take one step at a time. And it's absolutely okay to ask for support along the way, because I did. I like that work. The ones that I'm very grateful for my coaches. That's why I am coaching. Okay. So I think more things open up in you. Go ahead, Tobi.
Well, yeah, I love that. And me personally, why do I do what I do? Well, because I resurrected myself from the dead. I came back from death and beat death 6 times. If that is not enough self-mastery and healing proof for any of you, I don't know what is. Or does that make you scared of your own power? Because you all are fueled by the same thing I am. I am no different from you. The only thing that separates us is our belief systems. Okay? We are all one. Well, let's get all into the groove of New Earth where everybody's loving themselves back to life, playfully passionate, even with their sexual aspect of self. Because that's what keeps you calm, aligned, and totally in your divine essence. When you start to feel bucked by anything going on, I hate to tell you, but if you're in your sexual flow and creative power and willing all of your heart's desires into this reality, you will feel pleasured by every breath of life.
Yes. Yes. This topic, we need to do it again. Yes, I do think so, because we haven't spoken of of all what we need to speak about. Okay, what do you think?
Oh, I love it. I think that we can always come back with more stuff to talk about and even touch the things that we haven't. But I think that we've also illuminated a lot of neural networks in people's brains. And that's what we do. We come here to put that new neural networking in your brain to program you to higher potential and a satisfied sacred self. Literally. So yeah, stop suppressing your sexuality by people pleasing and this illusion of perfectionism while you keep yourself locked in pain. Reach out to us.
Yes, so I think so. I'm totally with you. I think that if you want to know more about this, reach out. So we have another topic next week. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Your desires are valid, very much valid. Your pleasure is sacred. I'm going to repeat it. It is sacred. Your pleasure is sacred. And you are worthy of sexuality. And that feels authentic, joyful, and free. You are worthy of that. And if you don't know how, then you need to reach out to Tobi or me. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you, Tobi, for sharing your wisdom.
For your wisdom and your share. I love you. I'm so, I'm excited for everybody that got to hear this episode. I'm excited for the change that it sparks. But you know what? Listen, the control the womb and control the world, that's where this good girl stigma stuff happened. And you know what? That's got to go. Number one, the voice in your head that's telling you you're too much was never yours to begin with. Here's another one. Why does your desire make you feel dirty? Well, desire is the pulse of your soul saying, I'm still alive. Don't ignore me. Your body was never the problem. The silence was. Another one, the more you disconnect from your pleasure, the more you abandon your power. Let me give you another one. The good girl ends with you. The free woman, begin now. And we love you and thank you for coming out to another great episode. And like I tell you all, reach out to either Dina or myself, and we will lead you to the highest potential of your abundance and right to be pleasured by life. We love you. Bye. Dina, do you want to add anything before I wrap it up? No? All right.
No, you said it perfectly, and I couldn't be more happy.
All right. Love you all. See you next week.